Hello and welcome to episode 65 of SoccerCraft. In the last episode, we built up this storage room, which is honestly like the most epic storage room I could imagine. And I've been using it for the past few weeks and it is beyond expectations. It's doing such a great job keeping my items sorted and it's really helping me keep organized on my projects. And for this episode, I kind of want to try to start a new project because I'd spent a lot of time working on a build plan for something that I was going to do on the Oneshot SMP. Now, the Oneshot SMP is a 1-month hardcore SMP that I was lucky enough to be a part of with a bunch of really amazing creators, and I unfortunately only made it about halfway through the month before my untimely demise.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt, right? Want another one?
Quite low. I have no...
Oh! I did not mean to do that! I didn't know he popped his totem!
That's right, I was murdered on the Oneshot SMP, but we still have all of our build plans, and I've got a ton of materials in my regular survival world, so I think it's going to save us a lot of time with the resource collection, and we can get right into building. In that clip, you saw my good friend Xandingo. I was kind of messing with him on his stream, and he decided to take a few pot shots at me, which I deserved, and he did not see me pop my totem, as you heard in that clip. And the rest is history. There's no hard feelings. I had a great time on the Oneshot SMP, but now it's time to build this up on this world. Now, what is this project, you might ask? I want to work on something. It's not going to be far from Bossing Say, but I want to build up my first air temple. Shown on the screen now is the reference photo that I'm using to help plan this build, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun using a lot of blocks that I'm not really used to using in this block palette. So let's start collecting the materials and I'll show you the place where we're going to build it. And now out here we're just a little bit of a flight away from Bossing Say, and I found this mountain where I kind of want to base this build. If I turn on Mini HUD, you can see the kind of shape where I was thinking the walls would go. I think it'll go a little bit lower than this, maybe. We'll adjust the walls a little bit, and my build is not going to be quite as epic as the photo, but we're going to be taking a lot of inspiration from it and seeing what we can do. Now, the first thing that I'm going to want to do is get another portal set up over here so I can easily move my materials from my storage room over here. And yeah, we'll just get started building up the wall and planning out where the towers are going to go. And we've now got the portal set up, and I've got a little bit of a new chest monster here, which kind of hurts me now that we have our storage system. But if we come up here, you can see all of the materials that I'm planning to use in this build. So over here we have a bunch of snow, a bunch of calcite, a bunch of andesite, a bunch of diorite, a bunch of clay, a bunch of white wool, and a bunch of quartz, and a few other materials for the roofs. Now, I think the best place to start with this build would be getting the wall built up. It'll give us a good foundation to build off of. So let's hop into a building time lapse and get this wall built up. Welcome back. We have now completed the wall, and in the live stream where I was building the wall, we had a bunch of extra time, so I kind of got around to building up a few of the towers that are attached to the wall. We started on the biggest size tower that I'm planning on building, did a nice gradient all the way up to the top, and then started shaping out the roof. It took a lot of gold to build this. I've spent a lot of time in my gold farm recently. And yeah, we wanted to do some extra shaping to the roof, so that's what this is with the sandstone, birch, and all the fences. And I moved on to a slightly smaller tower, and then you can also see the micro tower, which I forgot to record a time lapse for as well. And then added some diorite to round out the corners of the walls, and I wanted to add some pop to the build, so I add some lights in as well. And yeah, basically at this point, I just feel like I have a really great start for where I want this build to go. Now that I've got all this set up, I'm thinking what really needs to happen next is I want to actually make the inner mountain part a lot taller. So I want to probably grab a ton of that snow, see if I could bring this up like 20 to 30 blocks. I know it's going to be pretty drastic, but as long as I can make it look natural, I think it'll be okay. And then after that, we'll add some more walls, more towers, and I think this build will be looking really epic. Also, while I was working on the towers, this happened. You can see this goat here without a care in the world just attacking this wolf, and has absolutely no care in the world, and that has actually given me a little bit of inspiration for something that I kind of want to do at this build. You see, I want to build a mini game somewhere in here which is going to be focused around the goats. What I want to happen is we're going to have an arena, we're going to have some cows and some sheep or some pigs or whatever other animal I can find around here, and we're going to drop a baby cow and a baby pig that we've bred up into the arena, and we're just going to bet to see on which mob the goat attacks first. I just think it'll be a fun way to have the Twitch chat gamble on their channel points and have a good time in this world, and yeah, just any way we can have a little bit of a gamma in the world, I think it's a lot of fun. I actually first saw this type of gamma machine designed by a friend of mine named YellowBobby, and yeah, I'm going to have links to his Twitch channel in the description as well. Now, let's get back into building. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. In that time lapse, we finished up the air temple. I think it's looking pretty good. And then we also got these 3 sky bisons in to really sell the effect and sell that it's an air temple. If we fly out here and turn around, you can see the area where I really wanted the temple viewed from is just out here on the edge of render distance. And I think this build is looking really, really good, and I'm really happy with it. Off camera, after finishing up the bisons, something that I did was I came up here and created this glass roof above everything, and its purpose is to stop snow from settling on the build. Before I put that roof in, everything here that was diorite pass was covered in snow, and it just wasn't giving the effect that I wanted. And you can see here that it was built at build height. That means that if the snow does try to settle on it, there's no space for it to be because it's an invalid space for a block. So that's my preferred method of snowproofing a build rather than laying string over top of everything. I just prefer to do a little bit of a glass roof. Once you have connected textures, it's pretty hard to see unless you're really looking for it. And now all that's left to do is I want to create a cave into this mountain, and that is going to be where we're going to play that goat game that I was talking about earlier in the video. Welcome back. We got the goat game all complete, and now I'll show you how it works. So we have this room here with a goat in it, and if we come up above, we have the places where we're going to breed up a series of cows and a series of sheep. Now let's just grab some wheat, and if I come up here and we breed up these 2 cows, you'll see that the baby falls down to this waiting station here. You can do the same on the other side, and the same thing will happen as well. So now we've got a sheep on this side and a cow on this side, and if we go down below everything, we go down to the viewing area where if we press this button, it'll drop both mobs down in, and we just need to wait and see which mob the goat decides to attack first. So on a live stream, I would have them gamble on if they think that the cow's going to get hit first or if they think the sheep's going to get hit first. In this situation, I'm thinking it's going to be the cow. I think it might be... Yeah, it was the cow. That poor cow didn't stand a chance. And believe it or not, it took me a lot of tries to figure out this redstone. That's kind of why it's still all a mess all around here. But really the hard part to figure out was how to separate the babies from the adults. Because whenever you grow up a baby animal in this game, all it does is try to walk back towards the adult. And it turns out that full-sized mobs don't fall through these trapdoors here, but the baby ones do. So that was our best bet. Thank you, YellowBobby, for the tips on how to make this little system here. And like I said before, YellowBobby is the person who inspired this little game, so make sure you go check out YellowBobby on Twitch as well. And overall, that is pretty much everything I wanted to complete at this build. I'm super happy with it. We've got a function and a reason to come back here. It looks super cool. And we also have sky bisons, and that is always a plus. And that's everything I wanted to talk about in today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing. I'll see you guys next time. Water Tribe, out.